Hello!
Hey everyone.
So a very different video today. We're going to be talking about the title of our show. Yes!
Yes.
That word you saw on the front there, if you thought it was pronounced kweh-bar-nihv, you're right.
Yep. That is the title of our show. Our really great, wow, amazing venture. Our big show, Quebarniv.
Yes. Okay, there's a funny story behind why it's called kweh-bar-nihv. Brandon came up with the title.
Yes.
And even like the overall idea for the show, really. And I decided I want to write that one. It's an interesting story behind that. But so it's called kweh-bar-nihv, the show.
Yes.
And
Should I explain it or do you want to explain it?
Wait, no, there is one. Yeah. So, Brandon, explain why years ago, Brandon thought of this title 7 years ago.
Yes.
And why did we call it kweh-bar-nihv, Brandon? Tell us.
Well,
Tell us. Why do you call it kweh-bar-nihv?
Well, first put that away from me. That's going to be too loud then. Well, I can sort of say for me, well, for one, Garrett's not picky with titles. He's one of the creators where he could probably write an entire story without ever knowing its title, and when he finishes the last word, only then we put the title in, just as as a form of formality, so people can call it something.
Yeah.
No. For me, titles of things, be it episode titles or chapter titles or movie titles, are very important for me. So that's why I created the title of Quebarniv. And so that's that background for that one. How did I come up with the title? Well, I got a funny thing. Garrett and I have this ratings paper where we rated all sorts of movies and stuff like that.
A number sheet, basically, where we listed every single thing we've ever experienced in our lives, from movies to video games, and they're organized by ratings in alphabetical order.
Yes. And on the sheet, we have very little Q's. The letter Q, as in titles, movies, anything with the title Q. And so I knew
starting with the letter Q.
Yeah, started with the letter Q, and so I knew we'd watch Quebarniv eventually, because of course it's on our show, and of course we could put it on our paper because it counts as the fiction released out there. So that's why I came with letter Q for it, for that very funny reason. That one right there.
That's not the reason.
Well, no, that's part of the reason.
Well, I thought the reason was not because there was just few. I thought we were going to get to the
what? Because they all sucked.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was actually that was
that was the real reason, I thought.
Oh, it was both actually. It was both.
Oh, it was both. I always remember the funny reason.
Yeah, well then that was the funny reason. Yes, Garrett, remember that, and I forgot. Yes, that's the funny reason. The Q things we've seen, most of them suck. Except we watched Quiz Show. That was a good movie.
Yeah, but
the other one sucked.
All in all, yeah, the
other one sucked.
Yeah, as few Q titled works out there that we've experienced, they weren't good.
Yeah,
even Quiz Show is not one of our most
top
of the line.
I do like the movie. But yes. Anyways, I'm sorry. We were
So yes. Brandon wanted a quality Q
titled piece of art, piece of entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the funny background to that one.
Yeah. Brandon wanted to look at the paper and not say, "God, Gary, we need something good in the Q section. All the other letters have something good."
Yeah.
That's what I remember why Brandon called it kweh-bar-nihv.
Yeah. And also for another thing, I also like the letter Q, which we'll call that. I also just think it's a cool looking letter. I've always thought about that. So there's that. So that was the really funny reason, and I like the letter Q.
Yeah. So with this, we're gonna actually make a quality show with the letter Q.
Yes.
There are probably other works out there.
Oh yeah, there are probably other works out there, but I don't want to go hunting for a Q titled work of art out there just to put on my paper. I'm like, not worth it.
We'll make it.
Yeah, not worth it. But yeah, no.
And that's why it's called kweh-bar-nihv.
That's why it's called Quebarniv. Now, actually, for a more little background on its name, why I spelled it that way,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Quebarniv. I was just thought for fun. Again, very general. Not even with doing any deep research. Generally, words in the English language, words that have 8 or 9 letters. Most of the time, they double up on the letters, I've noticed, actually. So with Quebarniv, I deliberately wanted to do no double up letters. I didn't want to duplicate any letter. I didn't want to have any extra, the same letters, like 2 E's or 2 A's in the title. And I could have done obviously I could have made a title really long. I could have had 12 letters. I was yeah, but that would have been 4 or 5 syllables. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted a nice 3 syllable. And there's a reason why to that. Very quickly, because
I didn't know this one.
Oh no, yeah, it's because I just want to say this really quickly. It's called Quebarniv, because that's we're making a fantasy science fiction show, and the planet is called Quebarniv.
Yeah, the show takes place on the planet Quebarniv.
Yeah, so and I didn't want to make a 4-syllable or 5-syllable planet because I was looking at the planets in ours. You know, we got Earth and Mars and Mercury and Jupiter, and in the English language they never exceeded 3 syllables. And I was like, do I want to exceed 3 syllables or not? And I was like, nah, I just went with simple. I wasn't trying to be too avant-garde or extreme or anti this. I just wanted to do a cool 9-lettered planet with no repeat letters and 3 syllables. So yes, I thought this much on a frickin' title. Yes, that's what I did, because that's how I am with titles. I know it could be considered weird, but for me they're extremely important. And that is all the background I could possibly think of on the title of our show, Quebarniv.
Yep. So I can't, not so much on the title. I didn't know that. I actually like that. This is the first time I'm finding out about this. I didn't know that you actually I knew you wanted one of each letter.
Yes.
I didn't know it was actually in regards that you, though, wanted the planet name to kind of resemble the planets we have out there as well. Like, you didn't want everyone to be saying an extravagantly long planet name like Quebarniv and Tyson Minor Ryson.
Actually, for that exact reason. Because actually, we know the show, and I knew the show before we started writing it, that in a lot of contexts, it would not be overly used. But in a lot of the context, I knew the characters would be saying the title Quebarniv a fair amount. So I'm like, I don't want them always repeating, saying a lot of 4 or 5 syllables. And I didn't always want them to say a shortened version of the planet title either. So that's why I went with 3 syllables.
Yeah, so you'll always be saying Quebarniv. You won't be saying Que or Queb. You'll be saying Quebarniv.
Yeah, so
much like Jupiter. Jupiter and Quebarniv have the same amount of syllables.
Yeah, because no one's sure it's Jupiter.
Yeah, you don't ever say Jupe.
Yeah, so that's when I was thinking about that aspect when I thought of that title. Yeah, so you're going to say something?
No, I want to add to the origins of this show now. Now I can just say Quebarniv. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, I'll copy Quebarniv.
That we might have said it in a previous video, in our journey video, but I just want to bring up that at the same time, I had another show that I had in mind. This is when we were concurrently, this is 7 years ago, maybe more like 8.
Yeah, closing it.
Around the 8-ish range. If not 8, close to 8, where we both were coming up with TV show ideas that we were going to do separate, independently of each other, and they weren't TV shows at the time. They were going to be written in the comic book format, so we'd had more control. Basically, we were going to learn how to draw so that way we can make it all entirely on our own without the help of anybody. Like, literally nobody would have to exist in our lives but ourselves to make it. And the show I came up with was, I'll just say the title. That one was called NWOGA, and it was an acronym, right? The acronym, and it was going to be kind of broken up in that style, the acronym, as far as the parts were concerned. So it's very cool. And I chose Quebarniv because when I went over both our concepts, Bran and I decided we wanted to work together instead of separately again. Yeah. And then we decided, okay, we got to pick one, and then we'll do the other one next. Or if this is the only one we're going to do, we have to be okay letting the other one go. And after examining them both, Brandon was okay if we went with either one.
Yes, I was.
I said I wanted to go with Quebarniv because Quebarniv's idea, the concept Brandon had conceived, challenged me more as a creator, I felt, and as a person. And I thought to myself, because there are a lot of things in there that made me uncomfortable at the time. I'm not uncomfortable with them anymore, but you start off uncomfortable and you become not comfortable, but you grow and change with your discomfort, and you're no longer uncomfortable, but so long as you meet the challenge and are willing to face that discomfort.
Exactly.
And so when I saw Quebarniv, and not saw Quebarniv, we didn't write anything. When Brandon told me about Quebarniv and the concept of it, I'm like, I want to do that one. Let's do Quebarniv. We're going to make Quebarniv.
Yep, and when Garrett said that, I was like, are you sure you don't want to go with NWOGA? And Garrett's like, yeah, for that reason.
Yeah, and we both equally worked very hard on the lore, the characters, the design of everything, of what was going to be happening. Both were going to deal with alien worlds. NWOGA was also going to be a sci-fi fantasy with a different alien planet.
Yes.
Well, mine's going to have lots of planets. But
still, basically, again, very science fiction, different planet, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
All that great stuff.
But ultimately, we chose Quebarniv, and I did say that very same reason.
Yes.
Quebarniv for me, is better for me. That's the word I use. And then I elaborated what that meant, which was it'll help me grow and creatively. Because what I've always known, is that Brandon is equally as intelligent, equally as creative, and equally as brilliant a creator as I am. And therefore, anything he makes, if I'm uncomfortable with it, it's not because it's a bad idea. It's simply because it's something that makes me uncomfortable. And so whenever I see a genius creating on a level of equal par with myself, I want to definitely match that, especially if it makes me uncomfortable, because I know since Brandon's my equal, it can only be something great, so I got to get on board with it. And I want to see the genius that I currently don't understand as genius, that is my brother. That is really why I went after it. when you don't understand something, but you know in your heart it's right, go for it.
Yeah,
and I know
all good things happen with that.
And even beyond just my heart, which is the most important part, my head also knows that Brandon makes things just as good as me.
Yep. So that was a really cool background to the title and how even our show got started.
Yeah.
Quebarniv.
So that's how Quebarniv got started all those times, and why we chose that one, and that's the one that we've been writing for the past. Right now is the 7th year.
Yes, because we're recording. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's say when we recorded this.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's February 6th, 2026.
Yeah, February 6th, 2026. Well, see, it's not that big a deal because
This is a different video. We actually don't mention these unique videos.
No, yeah, it's true. What you got? But now we can't. But also, I assumed you probably would put it in the description.
I don't. I actually don't.
You don't.
I only put it in the vlogs.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have. Well, now you know we record this on February 6th, 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for the title. Do you want to say any more about the title, or should we move on to the next part?
Yeah. No, let's move on to the next part. This part was also Brandon's idea. Now, Brandon loves music, so that's the preset. I'm gonna say Brandon loves music, and then he can explain to you why I say Brandon loves music.
Okay.
It goes into this next part.
Okay. For me, as I just said earlier, about me big with titles and stuff like that. Well, I knew we were gonna make. It's gonna be actually a web show, but I like saying TV show, so I'm gonna say it throughout the video.
We prefer a TV show
because that's where it started and it's nice. I knew we were gonna make TV shows, so you like say episode 1, 2, 3, yada yada yada. I don't like that. I don't like it. It's like if I had to write a book. I would not call them chapters. I think they're overly used and dull. Yeah, they get the point across. They're just like the base party line, but it's now gotten very dull, especially when other works use other things and other names
other terminologies
to use that personally, and I like that personally a lot. So I was like, I've got to name our episode titles. I can't call them episode 1, episode 2.
Brandon can't use the word episode. Brandon can't use the word chapter. They're overused and they're dull. So like Brandon's reference to how titles or the header matters to him, the word, what episode and chapter represents, matters to Brandon, but he had to change the word.
Because I'll cite as an example 2 things I absolutely loved what they use. I'll cite the perfect anime, Cowboy Bebop. They called their episodes sessions because they're very music based. So I thought that was very cool. And I'll cite what we'll call the TV show 24. Anyone knows that? They don't call them episode 1. They call them hour 1, hour 2. I like that a lot. So I'm just going to do that as an example. So I was like, I don't want to rip off of those. I don't want to just call mine sessions like Cowboy Bebop did. I love it. But so I want to call mine. So that's why Garrett said, I love music. And I do love music, particularly when it's in movies and in fiction. I really love music there. So if it has a crappy soundtrack like most superhero movies, I really get ticked. Even if I love the movies. Sorry, Avengers. Avengers 1 and 2. You have crappy soundtracks. I love you too.
You got that one piece of music, but that doesn't make you have a good soundtrack.
No. So, I then thought of, at the time, composition.
Yeah.
And I love the definition. It's like, it worked pretty well, but that's really the only music term I knew that wasn't session from Cowboy Bebop. So I went with composition. And
we actually used that for years.
Yeah, actually years. When we were writing our show, we literally called it composition 1, 2, 3, yada, yada, yada.
And we used to shorthand. We used to say comp 1, comp 2,
yes,
comp 3, comp
absolutely.
4, comp 5, and so on.
But then,
composition was good.
Actually, it was good. But when I looked at the literal definition, that Webster dictionary thing you find on your laptop or something like that, it's like, it worked, but I think it's a better one, but I don't want to look for it because I like the sound composition. But then,
I want to, because folks know we're going this, we changed it actually. They're no longer called compositions.
No, they're called, we actually changed it. That's
what I'm saying is, though, how long do we use that? I want to remember how many episodes we wrote, because now we use the word episodes as a technicality.
Yeah, for shorthand. But how many?
Technically, they're episodes, but truly they're going to be what we call them.
Yes. How many
years?
How many years have we used? Gosh, hold on, wait. I think it had to be at least 4 years.
I think it was 4 years. I think we used composition. We called them.
Yes, we called our episoses compositions for
4 years.
At least 3, minimum 3.
Yeah, I think easily more than half. I think it has to be. Because I'm thinking...
Well, no, actually, Garrett, we have to gauge because actually, Garrett, I can just tell you right now, Garrett, when did Godzilla -1 come out?
2023?
Yes, around that time is when we changed it.
2023.
So
that would be 3 years. Brandon's right. Then I'm wrong, but late 2023.
No,
so that's 3.5.
Yeah, it might have been even because Godzilla -1 came out late 2023 in America, so which means it had to have been either really late 2023 or early 2024.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, because Godzilla -1 ties into
ties into this.
Ties into the change of the name from composition to Brandon.
Yeah.
I'll let Brandon say that.
Yeah, but so at least minimum lot 3 to almost 4 years and close to 4 years. A lot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes, no minimum. It has to be.
Yeah, and we knew we were calling them compositions since the very first episode.
Yeah, so. Since the very first time we sat down.
The first script we wrote.
Yes,
we knew a composition. So now here's what happened when we changed it.
In 2023, Godzilla Minus One came out. I absolutely love that movie. One of the greatest films you'll ever see. And on the soundtrack, there are 3 tracks called Godzilla Suite, Godzilla Suite 2, and Godzilla Suite 3. Then I looked that up, the word suite. I'm like, what does that mean? And then...
Because that was like hotel suite.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of more... That's what Gary and I were more so familiar with. But then when I looked at that definition for music, that's when Gary and I instantly were like saying, that's the one that suits our show. So officially, our episodes that were once called composition are now officially forever called suites. Suite 1, Suite 2, Suite 3.
And what was hilarious when that change happened was... I mean, which we had heard, and we knew in our subconscious, having seen it consciously at some point in our lives, that suite meant music. But we didn't have a profound association with that word. Godzilla Minus One is a tremendous picture. By far, Brandon's right. One of the greatest pictures of all time ever made. And that's why seeing suite associated with Godzilla meant more for us to use it. When honestly you associate words with something that kind of bites ass, no matter what the word's definition is, and even if it's just fine if you use it, the association is no fun, and therefore you don't really want to use it. No. So suite had literally fallen out of our heads because I guess all the other times we have heard it in conjunction. I think I'm conjunct something. Yes. I'm saying right, I'm a fucking writer. I'm missing this word up. I'm gonna say in conjunction with music, we had heard the term suite, but it must have been underwhelming. That's all I can say because I don't really remember where I first heard it, but it must have been underwhelming because only after Godzilla Minus One did it stick, and then we used it.
I can certainly say really was really because since we haven't been talking about it, I gotta keep talking about the suite thing because you saying that stuff,
I still don't remember when I first heard it, but I knew we had it.
What I'm saying is.
Hotel suite stood out more in our head.
What I'm saying is really funny. I remember 2 funny examples why Sweet Pie fell out of my head. Okay.
When did you... Okay, tell me. I'm curious. I forgot. As I'm making this video, I forgot.
Well, honestly, very young. I can speak for myself. When I was very young, the first time I could probably say I heard Sweet was... I heard Hotel Suite. Like, okay, cool, Hotel Suite. Then I swear after that, I heard someone say, like, Musical Suite. It's something like that. And I thought to myself...
Oh, you might have been right.
And I thought to myself, that's weird. Why would you say musical hotel? That's weird. So that's why... And, I didn't really give a shit, because why would I? And then...
As a kid.
And then I remember why I forgot about the word suite. Because then when I heard the word, I heard the word symphony. I like that. I remember I thought to myself, I like that word more than suite for music. Symphony and suite I know are kind of different. They are like very different things when you use them by definition. So I remember... So basically, in my head, symphony moved suite out of my way for that. Then I remember the next one, actually.
You do? I don't.
No, I do. And I'm going to say it. It was the show, Xena Warrior Princess. Many people
Oh, shit, that's right.
That phenomenal episode called The Bittersweet. I absolutely love that. But the problem was why it fell in my head. I'm going to say it right now. The ending. The ending of Xena it just wasn't good. And
not the episode, by the way. The series as a whole.
The series as a whole. The
series finale.
Yeah, the series finale was like, what? I mean, I'd also say even the latter 3 seasons, compared to the first 3 seasons, which were freaking awesome. And that musical episode, which is called The Bittersweet, was in the first 3 seasons, and that was like the best episode of Xena.
Holy crap, Brandon is right. That is when and it did stick at the time.
It did until we finished the show because the series finale was just like.
Now we weren't writing Quebarniv back then. That was like at least I think 2 to 3 years before we started Quebarniv or even conceptualized it before Brandon even conceptualized it. So it's not like we were looking for a musical title. However, we would have probably remembered Sweet if Xena was a better show by its end.
Yeah, so I can name those are the absolute 2 times where Sweet kind of entered into my mind and it just quickly got knocked out.
Yeah, again. Now, I wouldn't say Xena is a bad association. I would say it's a failure of association.
Yeah, it's a meh association. It's kind of like an
so it's not really stand out, but just very forgettable.
Yes, that's exactly it. And that's why I want to touch upon that, because when you talked about that, I remember that. And hence why, for anyone seeing Godzilla and knows Godzilla's famous themes across his incredible, 70-plus years in cinema, Godzilla Minus One's versions of it are the best. So, of course, that would stand on Mind Gear's heads and hearts when we hear that, and they call them Godzilla Suite.
And Godzilla has terrific music.
Incredible music. All of theirs are just, like, absolutely incredible. So, that's, of course...
No, pun intended. Groundbreaking music. Earth-shattering music.
Crushing music. Yeah!
Goodbye, Tokyo music.
For the record, Godzilla doesn't actually ever destroy the entirety of Tokyo. There's still some of it left.
He always attacks it, though.
Yeah, but he does attack it, though. That is true.
Yeah, Tokyo's his target. The dude wants to be famous. So,
Yeah.
So he goes after the big city.
Yeah, well, it worked. It
Yeah,
worked.
yeah, he's the king of the monsters.
So, yeah, for a fun little short recap, yep, that's our title, Quebarniv, and that's why we've chosen that our episode titles are called Sweets.
There you go, folks. The show Brand and I have been hiding the title for some reason. I can't even remember at this point.
I can't remember either.
We decided to reveal now.
Because it felt right.
It felt right. And you know what? Honestly, I'll thank a kid I talked with about our show. I still didn't reveal the title for the inspiration for this. So I'm going to say...
I will too. I will too.
Yeah. So if you're watching this video, I want to say thank you. I won't say your name though, kid.
No, of course not.
Don't worry about that.
Nope, don't worry.
But you know who you are. We work together, and you asked about our show. I want to make sure you know who you are when I'm thanking you. We were all working together as part of the school project in the kitchen, and we were cooking together, and you asked about our show, and I told you about it, and then you subscribed to us on that day when I told you about our channel right here. You're watching this video. Thank you. You were part of the inspiration why we decided to reveal the title of the show now on our channel. So, thank you. That's it. Quebarniv.
Quebarniv is our show.
Queh-bar-nihv. And our episodes are not called episodes. They're called Sweets.
Yep, we'll keep you updated, all right?
Yep. All right.
You good, Garen?
Yeah, I just want to say this in this video just for fun now.
Oh, sure.
So whenever I decide to release this video, I don't know when, every vlog that we record post this, we're going to start saying Quebarniv and Sweet.
Yep.
We're just going to start saying that. So for any of those who jump into those vlogs without context of this video, it's going to be kind of funny.
Yeah, it is going to be
kind of funny because Brad and I are not going to explain why we're calling the show Quebarniv.
I certainly don't want to explain that in every fucking vlog.
No, it gets irritating. I understand the need for context and recap, but we're doing vlogs here right now, so we're just going to keep going on and doing our shit.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you. Quebarniv. Our episodes are called Sweets. Sweet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to the finale.
Yep. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Quebarniv.
Quebarniv.